Welcome back. It is I, Sage Tulok. Come, let's speak of the past. Leaving the Zabub behind, we headed out to explore other rooms, promising to return if the contract was found. To the south, we found a room full of defunct clockwork constructs and some gems hidden among them. We moved back to the processional hall and heard metal clanging at two doors and rummaging in another. Entering the room with the clanging, Lady Gilda spooked two creatures tinkering in a workshop. A fight ensued. With these creatures we now know as Morlocks, and they use improvised weapons to attack us. But Physic returned in kind with a brutal bomb. The fight continued and Lady Gilda took some hard attacks, but she turned the tables and knocked out the Morlocks with the support of Physic and myself. After looting the bodies, I heard voices and splashing from down a well. As we were about to leave this room, we heard a voice from behind a northern door. It was barricaded shut, and we opened it up to free and find 3 emaciated men from Otari.
So I recently started watching a new old show. And by new old, I mean it's an old show, but it's new to me.
We know what you mean.
We're not idiots.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to make that assumption. Come on now. Has anyone ever watched Wings?
No.
Nope.
No.
Has anyone even heard of Wings?
I have, yeah. My dad used to watch it.
It's like an 80s, 90s sitcom about like a small airport on Nantucket Island. And I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for like old sitcoms. Like I love Cheers, I love Frasier, I love Third Rock from the Sun, News Radio, Just Shoot Me. I just watched them on repeat in the background. I have this like long roster of shows, and I've just tried to add this one on my list. And the reason I've added it is because I'm a big fan of Kelsey Grammer as Frasier Crane, and he is the only person who's ever won. I think it's like an Emmy or whatever the TV ones are. He's the only person to win 3 for the same character on 3 different shows. So Frasier Crane showed up on. It was originally on Cheers.
Yeah.
He was and then he was in Frasier, and he's apparently somewhere in Wings.
Really?
Yeah. So, but I have no idea how or why or when. That's why I started watching Wings, and so far it's pretty lame.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty damn lame.
I watched some Cheers when I was young, but we started watching it again streaming, and man, it is a great show.
It holds up. It's really, really good. There's some very obvious 80s to it, like, you know, and like the most glaring things are like how they communicate. There's a severe lack of internet and cell phones and that sort of thing. And it just plays on all those tropes of like sexism and whatnot as well, here and there. But man, it's funny. It is so funny. It is one of the greatest shows that's ever been created, in my
Thomas
opinion.
Hayden Church is in that, isn't he?
In Wings, yeah, he is.
Okay, I think he's.
I was very
funny.
surprised to see him. Yeah, he plays like this goofy like airplane mechanic.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
He's he's similar. He's almost like the Joe Rogan character from News Radio, where he's like this weird, like eclectic conspiracy theorist kind of character, except awesome. Whereas Joe Rogan is not so much.
Hey man, he was cool.
Joe
then.
Rogan, the Gwyneth Paltrow for men.
Yeah,
it was cool then.
That's so true.
Yeah, he did too much peyote, not peyote or DMT. It scrambled his brains.
Yeah, seriously. Something wrong with
Or
that boy.
ivermectin.
But anyway, like, what old shows do you guys watch, like a rewatch? What do you love to just like go back to all the time on the regular?
Big Seinfeld guy.
Yeah.
Seinfeld? Yeah, Seinfeld's on my list. for
Seinfeld's
sure.
my favorite to play. Which of these situations can be resolved with a cell phone?
Right.
Totally. Every
Seriously.
single one.
Yeah.
But it's also a great game or show to play. How many people do you recognize? Because every actor on the planet has been in Seinfeld and Law and Order, or one of the two.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people got their start there. What a show.
Yeah, I've rewatched Friends a couple times, I think.
Never really liked Friends all that much. My sister was mad into it when we were younger, but I don't know. I haven't really watched. I can't really remember anything about it, to be honest. So
So
I
you
have no
mentioned
idea.
Third Rock from the Sun. That holds up like crazy. Such a good show.
It's so good. It's like like offensive in all the right ways. That's a very controversial statement. But it's because like the premise is so good because they're aliens and they're there to figure out how humans work. So they're perfectly ignorant of everything. And so they just keep pushing the envelope by mistake and like rubbing everybody the wrong way and just like getting into trouble because they don't understand how human culture in the world
Yeah,
works.
it's super like irreverent, but it's not mean kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's not mean spirited or anything. And there's pretty much always a lesson learned somewhere. And sometimes it's really heartfelt. It is such a good show. And John Lithgow is like one of my all-time physical comedy heroes. He is so unbelievably funny in that show. It's crazy. And like he's like very serious actor, very famous for very serious roles and drama and whatnot, right? And he just pulls it out like, oh, he's unbelievable.
I would love to give that a rewatch.
That's a show everyone
John
should go
Lithgow
rewatch.
wrote a charming book about manatees for children. What a fun fact.
Why not?
Yeah.
I love fun facts.
Yeah, I should rewatch that. I used to love that when it was actually on TV originally when I was young.
Yeah. It's so good. And that's JGL's start as well. Child actor there.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And
Jaden
French
Curtin
Stewart
was
hasn't really done much
fantastic in
since. And Kristen Johnston is also unbelievably funny in it. Like really great physical comedy. Like across the board, really, for the show. It's so good. And Jane Curtin,
French Stewart.
legend.
Yeah, I love Jane Curtin.
Yeah.
French Stewart and Wayne
Yeah,
Knight,
it's just-
who
Yeah, and Wayne Knight, Wayne Knight was ended up being a series regular in that.
Yeah.
So he's so good. Like the cast is just so incredible. Anywho, TV shows, I love them.
Big
speaking
fan.
of an incredible cast,
Old-
we've got a bunch of emaciated people in the basement right now.
Oh God! Welcome to Segways R Us, the podcast.
Yeah, just rolling nat ones on our segues.
We don't offer quality. We offer anything and everything as a segue.
Hey, supply chains hurting everywhere, bud.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, let's get into it.
Hold on.
Let's
Before we
get
get into it.
Oh wait, you want to know why James was shaking his head when you mentioned Seinfeld?
No, I want to know why we haven't leveled up yet.
Oh,
I demand a recount of the ballots.
Let me just recount here. Lady Gilda, Physic, you level up. Tulok, you level down. Yeah, that's a shame. That's strange. It's strange how that math worked out. But I actually did consult one of the creators at Paizo, and they said no Scott Barbers allowed. And we're trying to go rules as written. So here
All
we
right,
are.
well, I guess I'm going back to 5e.
Yep.
Scott on some ridiculous Benjamin Button situation.
I would actually prefer to give you a free level than force you to go back to 5e.
I'll take that.
Forget about it. Yeah, okay. Well, here you are. You've just entered this room, and these guys recognize Physic right out of the gate, and they are so relieved to see you, but in rough shape.
Okay, so he will recognize them back, I suppose, or
You will, yeah. You may not know them super personally, but they as you step into the room, one of them turns his right shoulder to you to show you the bird tattooed on his person,
Osprey
the
gang.
sign and symbol of the Osprey Club, yeah. And the other two do the same, following his lead.
okay, well, he will come in looking alarmed and say, "Oh, gosh, Yin Yasmer told me that we'd find you guys here. We found your stuff upstairs. What happened?"
Yen Yasma's been looking for us.
I wouldn't say looking.
Well, I didn't expect to see you, Physic. What are you doing here? Well, this is not your usual turf.
We came to check out the lighthouse, but right now we're just looking for a way out. Do you know your way around this place?
Oh, afraid not. We came in through the cave under the pier, but we went a bit south into the cave system and ended up in a room and chased down by these monsters. Oh, jeez. We tried to hightail it back, but then when we went back to the cave, some monster was in the water, like it followed us in or something. And so we tried to hightail it again and found ourselves in some room with a shrine, and that's where they took us. And next thing we knew, we all woke up here. I don't know how many days it's been. It's hard to track time, but they've only come by once in a while to give us a bit of water and a beating. And a while ago, I think a day or two ago, they took Bad. I haven't seen him since. You know, Bad, a.k.a. Leroy Brown.
Fuck you, Freeman.
You know Bad.
Yes, I know Bad. Leroy Brown. He's the baddest man in the whole town.
Oh, the whole damn town of Otari is, yeah.
I like that in canon, his real name is Bad. People just call him Leroy Brown. 'Cause that's how you said it. You know Bad, a.k.a. Leroy Brown.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. You'll have to ask him yourself.
That's like Superman is like AKA Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Bad goes into disguise as Leroy Brown every now and then when he doesn't want to be seen as the baddest man in the whole damn town.
Who come by? Was it the monsters? Did you recognize them at all?
Those weird creatures, lanky creatures, the ones out there. We heard all the commotion, and when it died down, I thought maybe someone had come to save us. But yeah, usually they're in there banging and causing all sorts of ruckus. But then some other ones will come through, and they have some sort of leader. I think he wears robes, and they all seem to fear him. But we haven't seen any of them in quite some time.
Physic, maybe we should attempt to heal them, and then we can get out of here.
If we can get you up on your feet, can you help us get out of here?
Wait,
Sorry, I just thought
something
about True Physic trying to treat wounds on these guys and just accidentally killing
Kills
two
one
or
of
three
them?
Don't worry, I got you. Stab.
What happened to Theed? Let's not talk about it.
I mean, so mechanically speaking, they're not really like they've taken some beatings up with it. You know, it's mostly been non-lethal damage. They've been tortured a bit, and so they're not really down on any health, but they are malnutritioned, big time. And so they have loads of conditions that I've thrown on them. They are in a really, really weak state. They are not really of much help, or will not be combat-wise. They don't really have the energy, the wherewithal. We really just want to get back to town. We'll help however we can, but we don't have much to offer. We're too weak.
There's a set of double doors in the north end of the room. Go check them out.
I can't possibly risk our lives.
Okay, I wouldn't ask you to if you don't think you can.
I'm going to assume that the stuff in that chest was theirs, though, and they're probably not going to get it back.
Yeah, they took all of our gear and just sent us in here with nothing but our drawers on.
Okay, just sit tight for a minute.
And I'd like to explore the rest of the room.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty barren. There's a couple straw beds that they have been sleeping on, and that's it.
Well, he will go back and consult with the party.
Tulok turns to Physic and Lady Gilda and says, "Perhaps we should arm them, but leave them in the room while we search for a way out."
And if I'm not mistaken, there's 3 sets of leather armor there, so that'll at least give them a little bit of a heads up. I can easily give them back one of these rapiers, and there's another one in there, but there's still one that's been broken, that won't do them any good.
We can give them the Warhammer, but there's only 2 sets of studded leather armor, I think.
Oh, there's 3.
Physic took one.
No, he didn't.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about taking one. My bad.
No, there's
Okay.
still 3 in the chest.
Yeah, I think he said that he could maybe carry one
okay.
without being encumbered. But
So
that was
Gilda
it.
will get them their rapiers. She gives the older guy the broken one.
There's a Warhammer.
Maybe just
toss him a Warhammer.
Oh yeah, give him a warhammer, and then 3 sets of studded leather.
Yeah, they happily don the armor.
Is there one that looks stronger than the others?
Yeah, Feed in the front is the one doing all the talking. The other two look like they can barely move, but they have risen to their feet and are ready to move. But they, none of them look like they can help.
That's okay.
They look like they could barely be able to defend themselves.
Tulok walks in, hands each of them a piece of salmon jerky out of his rations, and says, "We're gonna leave you here. Don't worry, we'll be coming back, but we're gonna find a way out. Just take the weapons and the armor just in case anyone comes in. Be at the ready, but we'll come back for you, we promise."
Here's a Cliff Bar and a hammer. Try not to bro out.
They almost greedily snatch up the salmon jerky but they thank you like up and down, like they're starving. Like, oh, you guys are okay to go ahead then? You look a little fatigued yourselves. I haven't been here in a while, but we don't know when they come. You could always rest in here for a bit if you need. But we'd love to get back to town as soon as we can.
How's everyone feeling?
I'll take 10 minutes to try and fix my shield again. Can't hurt, right?
Yeah, like this room is safe, but you don't know if someone will come by soon or not. That's sort of the thing. It's like semi-safe. It seems to be a safe space, but when they're checked on is few and far between.
Okay, so Freeman, I want to get my focus point back.
Okay.
Basically, what you've given me that we talked about was decipher writing, which I can't do here, identify magic, which doesn't really apply, but make an impression was one. So when he was saying he was going to come back for them, maybe I could roll diplomacy on that and see if I can boost their morale, and then that would potentially be refocus.
Okay, so we talked about this off mic. Mechanically speaking, you don't have to do one of those to refocus. You just can refocus while doing one of those. Like, you can combine refocusing with activities that you do regularly, so you can do two things at the same time, essentially.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to do those. You can just sit there and refocus for 10 minutes.
Perfect. So while Gilda's
doing
that, he is sitting down, closing his eyes in a meditative state.
It's like the same deal with Lady Gilda. She repairs her shield often enough that she can refocus whilst doing that.
Got it.
Same idea.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, speaking of which, she critically failed and did 2 damage.
Oh, no. Rough stuff.
You want another attempt at that? Or
I mean, if you want to. Like, it's...
I'm more than willing to.
I'm either going to break it or I'm not going to break it. But
or I'm going to break it.
Yeah, so...
How's a 17 for you?
17 is great. And you're trained?
I am trained.
Okay, so that gives me 10 back to it. So it's 17 out of 20. It is no longer broken. That's perfect.
That's why they keep me around here sometimes. Other times it goes really badly.
They call him Fixer Flop Physic.
Oh my god. All right, well, we're just going to do that. A little refocus, a little repair. It's going to be about 20 minutes.
That's all I need.
Can you move on?
If somebody wants to try and treat wounds, I'm fine with it. But, I guess it probably hasn't been an hour since she tried it on herself. Yeah, we will move on.
Tulok closes all the doors, but does not rebar that one. It's open in case they need to flee.
He doesn't tell them, though.
Shuffles all the boards around a little so it sounds like it and they don't go anywhere.
Don't lock us in!
Gilda immediately heads south, taking the defend action, back towards those double doors that she's pretty confident lead up.
Tulok is avoiding notice.
Okay, crack.
And you crack the door, and it opens up to the left, and you step through. The large open area is a filthy mess to the south. Even beyond the obvious collapse to the south that clogs part of the room with rubble. Half-eaten fish, cat-sized beetles, and bits of waterfowl lie strewn about in a tangle amid gnaw bones of larger creatures. And there are 3 smaller Morlocks at the far end, digging in the rubble.
And is that a set of stairs that goes up? That's kind of been buried?
It sure looks like it.
I guess that's probably the buried set of stairs.
Yep.
That in the main room.
Well, this is kind of deja vu with a pit full of mitflits.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what was happening. Like big old fat king Midflit made a deal with the Morlocks to help dig the hole out. So the Morlocks are digging up, whereas the Midflits were digging down.
Could be.
It's like an awful channel.
Well, you all step out into this room, and Lady Gilda steps forward, and just as the light from her hand wraps reach these creatures and reveal them, they turn around and start to scramble. And we're going to roll for initiative.
Oh, mute.
Physic, what do you got?
15 from Physic.
All right, Lady Gilda.
8. Just rolling rocks today.
Not great. Yeah. Tulok.
A fat 26.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay, all right. That's going to be Tulok at the start.
All right, so Tulok, looking at these Morlocks down in the south, will look towards the middle one and waving his hand in a horizontal fashion will cast Daze on it. So that is going to be 4 points of damage, and then you must roll a basic will
Oh
save.
boy, which one did you go for, sorry?
The middlemost.
So I automatically take the 4 damage,
Yep.
and will save 10.
Okay. You fail, 4 damage, but you don't critically fail, so you're not stunned.
Okay, that's it.
And that is that, and then I just want to do a recall knowledge on these guys.
Okay. That's a society, and yeah, you know these are Morlock scavengers. They're a smaller, more slight Morlock, and they likely have similar abilities to the engineers, but I'll give you one piece of information. You can learn something about a passive ability or an action.
I want to know if they can do that same thing where they can stand in
Yes.
the same
Yeah, they can.
space. Okay. And he relays this message. Be careful, they can still attack like the other ones did. Watch out. They may not be as strong, but they can use the same abilities.
And just so everyone knows, too, all of this rubble, the brown rubble and rocks that arches all along, that's all going to be difficult terrain.
But like immediately at the entrance of the hallway, like this gray stuff right here, that's not.
That's fine, yeah. And some of the brown on the floor is fine. It's just like right around that line I just drew.
Okay.
Beyond that.
Got it.
And that's it for me.
Okay. First up, one of these little dudes. And it is going to use an ability called Scuttling Attack. And it is going to stride twice, ignoring difficult terrain, right up to Lady Gilda at a pretty crazy speed and try to attack with its claws for a 15 to hit.
No, sir.
And then it goes for a second attack for a 13.
No, sir.
Miss. And another one of them is going to do pretty much the exact same thing. Strides twice, peels up, and misses with the scuttling attack. And then it strikes again.
And it doesn't
For
cost
20
them
to
an
hit.
action to use the same space like the other ones?
No, it does not. It's a passive thing.
Oh, okay, got it. So they can just be in the same space.
Yeah, they just, as soon as they pop in, they're in the swarming stance. So it's going to be actually 21 to hit is what I'm looking at.
That is a meet to beat.
Wait, but hold on. Didn't he already move twice and then attack once already?
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting all mixed up on my end here, but this is legit. It's 2 actions for the scaling attack, but they get to strike twice and attack for 2 actions, and then they use their last action to attack.
Got it.
And that hits. And this one is swinging at you with a dagger and hits you for 1 damage.
I'm just gonna take that.
Okay, Physic.
Okay. Physic will step into the room southwest, just behind Lady Gilda. He's going to take this black adder venom that's been sitting around with the word yum on it for quite some time.
Yeah.
Apply it to a dart. It'll be 1 to move, 1 to, I guess 1 to pull the black adder venom, and then 1 to apply it to the dart.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's an interact action to apply poisons, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so you're just getting yourself ready, essentially?
Yep.
Okay, and that's it?
Yep, that'll be it.
All right. And next up is Lady Gilda.
Okay. Lady Gilda is going to look at this whirlwind of weird-looking Morlocks and go back to an old trick that never worked, but she is going to attempt another trip on one of these 2 in the whirlwind in front of her.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I am going to use another old piece of equipment, the Wolf Fang,
Yeah.
which has been attached to her shield, so she's going to do 3 points of bludgeoning damage to the Morlock that falls.
Oh, you attach it to the shield? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, and I am going to determine which one you've actually managed to target here. Okay, so prone and damage?
Yeah, 3 points. Just her strength modifier. That's it.
Cool.
Better than nothing. Second action, I think she's just going to strike at the one that's prone.
Okay,
Yeah, with the map -4. That is a 17 to hit,
that hits.
and that's 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Still going?
Still going. But you bloodied it hard with that bash and punch.
I know mechanically it's the wrong move, but she is going to strike again at the one that's prone with the -8.
All right.
Just try and take it out of the fight. That is a 4 to hit. Yeah.
No.
So, okay.
Sometimes it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Okay, and that brings us to the bottom of the order with the last scavenger, who is going to scuttling attack up this way and attack Physic with its dagger for an 18 to hit.
That's a meat to beat.
Okay, and we're gonna take...
I am going to use my reaction to Retributive Strike. So, Physic, you gain resistance to all damage against for 2 plus your level, so 4 damage, and I get to make a melee strike against the creature who attacked Physic.
Hot
Wow.
damn. Well, it only dealt 2
did.
damage, so that is completely
Negated. And Gilda punches this thing for an 18 to hit.
That hits. Oh boy.
And that is 10 points of bludgeoning damage. She just turns around and BAP!
Not to bring it back to Lord of the Rings, but I feel like Mary at the end of the Return of the King, like just getting carried along.
Yeah. But you do 10 damage, and that kills it.
She winks at Physic as she does it.
Amazing.
He's still just kind of like wincing and opens an eye, like, oh, okay.
She just like reaches out, grabs its wrist, or like knocks its wrist down with her shield, and then just reaches over and crosses it across the mouth.
It's so good. It just like comes barreling at you and just has no chance. Tulok, you're up.
All right, Tulok. First action will step to behind Lady Gilda, and then we'll use telekinetic projectile to bring a stone down upon, hopefully, the Morlock who's on his knees, if he can.
Okie dokie.
That is a 10 to hit with a natural 2 on the die.
You're struggling with the old projectile.
Wah. That's my turn.
Is it the
Okay.
one that's prone? It might hit the one that's prone.
That's
It
who I
doesn't know.
called out on, but...
Oh, okay.
All right. Prone guy stands up and then starts attacking.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Yeah. That's a hit.
Shit.
Always get one on. Although I didn't get one on you in the last session.
That's true. Yeah.
First for everything.
Turning this franchise around.
Wicked comes in, critical hit, 4 damage.
Okay. Perfect.
Then tries to swing again and again. Miss.
Are they affected by the light from her
Yeah, I
head
was just
wraps?
about to say that. I forgot that. Once they entered that bright light radius, yeah, they started to be affected by the light. But
But
let
you're a
me just
cheater.
roll. Yeah, he succeeds a flat check on the crit anyway, so we're
Yeah.
good there.
There's no
And it's
critical
gonna
effect to that or
go-
anything?
What's that?
Is there a critical effect to the... I'm assuming it's using its claws. Is there a critical effect?
Dagger. Now they both have
okay.
daggers out. Yeah. And the next one's gonna come up and do its best to just continue doing the same thing. Gonna roll these flat checks out of the way here. 18 to hit.
Nope.
An 8 and a 10. Yeah, they are doing their best, but they're not doing very good. Physic.
Okay, so Physic's going to ready this poison dart and throw it at this here Morlock. Or is that 2 Morlocks stacked on top of each
It
other?
is, yeah.
It is, yep.
Well, I'll just toss it at the melee and see what happens. I'm also going to use a hero point here, because
Okay.
I like to not waste my poison.
Nice. Okay.
We know how these things roll for Physic. Dart strike. That's a 10.
Let's try that again, shall you?
13.
No, unfortunately.
So there is a poison-covered dart on the ground if they happen to step on it.
All right, Lady Gilda.
No, that's
Oh, that's not
only
you?
one.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah, just throw.
Yeah, so just with my next one, I'm going to draw a dart in one hand and a lesser healing potion in the other.
Okay. Now, Lady Gilda.
I think she's going to take a strike at one of these. She doesn't get to choose because of the whirlwind. That is a natural 20 for a 28.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Rolling rocks,
boy.
baby. Let's go.
Okay.
Here we go. Making up for all those 3s and 4s.
Just gonna punch right through this guy's fucking head.
All right.
That is 12 points of bludgeoning damage to whichever one she hits in the tornado.
Yep. One of them dead, and the other one looking almost dead.
Was that it?
Yeah.
That wasn't a crit.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, I'll just say
Yeah.
for the listeners, 24 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. 24 points for the listeners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think about the
Which is,
listeners, guys. Gosh.
damn near max damage. So.
We need them to know it ended up in a fine red mist.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Next action, she will strike again. Mat -4. That is a 16 to hit.
And that's a hit. Describe your kill. It's got 1 hit point left.
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
There you go.
So in the course of 6 seconds, she sticks her shield out, prevents this one from hitting Physic, stops it, crosses it in the mouth, knocks it out, turns around, uppercuts the one in front of her, and then just weaves and jabs as it strikes out with its dagger to knock the other one out.
Can you eviscerate someone with your fist?
She can, but I always do non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, that's right.
We need to remember
Totally
this.
forgot about
So
that
they're all
too.
just knocked out, not dead.
They're all just knocked out.
They're all just knocked out. Oh my god. Did you must have knocked the other ones out too then?
Yep, they're all
You
knocked
took
out.
them both down? They're all unconscious. Oh god, that's good to know, I guess.
Well, we need to kill all of them. So,
I mean, if that's the case, then you've left 2 knocked out Morlocks next to the door that you breached with the other dudes, so you might want to consider that.
Tulok walks away and murders them.
I kind of picture Tulok just like slitting their throat while Gilda's not looking.
Yep.
Is everyone happy with that, Canon? I'm easy either way.
Yeah.
Physic will know what's going on and stay with Gilda to try to not make her think
Yeah.
about what Tulok's doing.
As she's defending up front, like just
Yeah.
these pools of blood start pouring out.
Wow, a bloody nose. That's a really bad bloody nose.
He's sleeping.
All right, well, you've got this large room. It's pretty clear that there's been a cave in here to the south where those stairs lead up. And James called it, so I'm going to give a hero point to Lady Gilda for that is, in fact, the sinkhole
Hey.
from above. To your west, you have double doors. To your east, you have 2 single doors. And to the southwest, there seems to be a small hallway opening.
Well, shit, guys.
Yeah, I was really hoping there would just be a very, well-groomed trail that goes straight back to Oteri in this room.
Well, on the plus side, I was a little bit right. At least we found the hall that they would have been led down. I must apologise for it not being available, but at least we know where we are.
That's true. Wasn't exactly what we were hoping for, though. I guess we have nothing to do but press on.
Well, we could double check the 2 double doors up at the north, but I feel like that would just clear out that part of this level other than the secret stairs we found going down. But who knows what that could lead to? It could be another 4-door situation like this one.
Perhaps we should think about using the boat, at least to get the prisoners out.
You mean backdraft?
I do. I don't want to, but I am so depleted of spells right now. I'm worried about if we come up against a tougher enemy at this point.
There's only so much as telekinetic projectile can do.
Yeah, apparently nothing.
Just that whole description that you gave James with Lady Gilda, they're just kicking ass, and the whole time I'm just imagining like one rock went flying and missed something, a dart went flying and it missed something. It's like they're
Just the
trying
sound
to
of
help,
shit hitting the ground.
Yeah.
3 of those sounds just happen to be Morlocks.
Yeah, we're just like kindergarten kids having a hissy fit, like throwing rocks around, and then Lady Gilda's just beating people to death, or close to.
It's the equivalent of like having loosened the jar when you pass it to someone else to open it.
Except she just smashed the jar with her fists.
Yeah. Punched every pickle into pulp. Okay.
Relish.
Tulok moved down to the hall.
The hallway, and there's 6 doors along this narrow hallway that are all open.
They're all
and
open.
a single door at the far end. They are all open, yeah.
All right. She starts stepping casually, defending down the hallway.
Lady Gilda, I don't know what our best course of action is here. We could go back to the room with the prisoners and attempt to rest. We could press on. We could go out with the boat. I'm not a man of combat.
As she's like peeking in these doors, I trust your judgments. I just want to take a look down these open doors. And if there's nothing here, and there doesn't appear to be, We can take the boat back out if you'd like. I don't think it's going to be big enough for the 6 of us, so maybe one of you two goes with 2 or watch 1, then we'll send the 3rd one back. That way, none of them, it's not the 3 of them alone in the boat.
None of them kill the sheep? Chicken?
Yeah.
What's that
the
old
fox
adage?
And the chicken.
Yeah, there you
Yeah, the
go.
fox and the chicken and whatever the 3rd thing is. The grain. So I'll be the fox, you be the chicken, James, you're the grain. Let's go.
All right. Perfect.
Is there anything in any of these rooms if we search them?
They're just like old, destroyed bed frames. One of them's got a moldy mattress. The rest of them are. There's nothing.
Yeah, what is
Gilda
like-
will just listen at this door real quick.
Yeah, and you can absolutely hear rummaging inside.
I think it's more of those creatures, the Morlocks.
There's like tinking noises and clatter, similar
Yeah.
to the engineering room, but like not as loud.
It kind of looks like it leads to here, so I wonder if this is the direction of the altar that your friends were talking about there, Physic. But you're right, we should get them to safety first. They need to be our number 1 priority. We found living beings down here.
I believe
I
so.
don't disagree. Yin Yasmer might help us out a little for finding our men.
Well, as much as I've been loving this tower shield, I can't say I'd be upset with a sturdier piece of metal. I keep finding it's going down, so maybe if we could get a little assistance, it'd be a little bit easier to afford one of those. After you guys buy whatever you need, of course, because I know I took the lion's share of the last loot.
I don't need much. Just more healing potions is always a boon for our cause. Tulok goes back to where the prisoners are, lights a torch, and hands it to one of them.
Oh, thank you. Come on, fellas. Are we going?
We're taking you out with the boat, but we will be needing it, so we'll be releasing you at the Gauntlet to take your time back to town.
The boat, but I told you, on our way back out, there was a monster in the water. That's why we couldn't escape. Like it followed us in. Are you sure there's no monster there?
If there is, we'll face it. It is also the way we took in. Are we going back to town? We might as well just escort them all the way back to town.
That's kind of what I figured. Like
Okay,
you need
yeah.
you need a good night's sleep, so it's a 20-minute jaunt. We might as well.
I know, I just want to know what the fuck is going on in here, but yeah, you're right, we definitely should go back to town.
Yeah, we'll go back to town, and then you can rest up. We can do any research if we want to do some research.
Tulok opens the double doors. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm actually down for it. I'm looking okay, all things considered. And metagaming wise, we know that there's another staircase leading up somewhere.
Yeah, I just think the next encounter I'll have 1 healing potion and then darts and a short sword, and those have been going swimmingly so far.
Yeah. No, I'm cool. So we can pick up the gear that I dropped, or we didn't take, which was up here from the giant thing. It was the plate mail and something else.
Yeah, half plate and a glaive.
Yeah, so I'll grab that, and we can head back to town encumbered. That's not a big deal, and then sell those off. Sell off whatever we want to sell and gear up.
All right. Well, I mean, Theed's just like,
Shad, Goral, come on, fellas, we head back to town.
and they stumble along the hallway following you, and you get to the cavern, and they get visibly more nervous as you enter. But they are ready to follow your lead.
Tulok hops into the boat with 2 of them, one of which will be holding the torch that he gave to them.
Theed insists that the other 2 go before him.
If we want to do this the long way, we can do it without a torch.
It's okay.
I mean, it's fine. I have 4 of them left. Like, torches aren't a big deal. I think they're a silver piece.
Just to not draw attention in case something does see the light in the water.
I mean, we were fine coming in.
We might have just been nailing dice rolls.
Yeah,
That's fair.
well,
I do roll a lot in secret. Like, a lot.
I mean,
I've stopped, it's probably become pretty obvious that I've stopped announcing a lot of them, but I'm trying to announce important ones.
Yeah, we don't even see
So,
them
like,
in the
every
chat
time I'm like,
anymore.
yeah, you don't see anything, I've rolled something, I'm just doing it.
Tulok will take the 2 of them because if something does go down, he's pretty decent at swimming and he doesn't want Lady Gilda to be on the boat if it gets turned over, if possible. So they'll lead out the first one. And he can always cast light again if he needs to, if something goes down.
You're decent at swimming?
Yeah, ish. I'm not wearing armor and I have good acrobatics. Oh, but I guess it's
athletics check.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Those tentacular arms couldn't hurt, Just go
Yeah, dude. Like,
squidging your way through.
they're like
That'd be
Michael
amazing if I
Phelps
gave you like a
arms.
swim speed.
Fucking wingspan.
So you grow tentacular arms, and then you just start to fart squid ink to projectile yourself through the water.
Yep, pretty much. That's exactly what I was thinking, Bart.
Tentacular projectile. And there's your new one, Scott. All right. So you're hopping in the boat. There's Shad and Goral getting in with Tulak, and you guys move.
Yeah.
And you carefully push yourself off into the water and out the cave, and you are okay.
Okay. Then he comes back in with the boat. Can I take everyone, all 4 of us, or just 3 of us?
Physics pretty small, but Theed and Lady Gilda are pretty
Gilda
large.
will stay back as you take Theed and Physic. I think she would be a little nervous about getting into a boat with that many in it.
Fair enough. Okay, then he takes Theed and Physic out.
Okay.
And comes back for...
And she's got a torch in her hand, just in case.
You have light on you.
Yeah, but just in case you have to cast a light spell somewhere else, she's got the torch ready to go.
Fair enough. So if all goes well, he ferries everyone out.
Okay. And you all get out without a hitch. And just sighs of relief all around as, fresh-ish air hits everyone's faces and skin. And the fellows are extremely eager to get back to town.
If you take the boat and we just follow down here, we can stop in the woods and walk to Otari from there, unless you have another route. But
I think we're going to be walking there, boys. We need that boat to get back in there, so it's going to be staying up here with us as long as we're exploring the Gauntlet.
right, of course, it's all yours, of course.
And you make your way back to town. Unless you want to do anything in the ruins on the way.
Well seen in the rearview mirror for me right now.
Yep.
I only asked just because I know previously Lady Gilda has expressed that she wants to tour the ruins herself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When we
there's
don't
not.
have
I mean,
prisoners.
unless they're willing to help her explore, then there's not a whole lot of value in it right now. So
It's up to you.
no, just head back.
Head back to town. You escort the fellas back to the Crook's Nook, and
3 out of 4 ain't
you
bad.
are greeted heartily by
Yin Yang is Mura.
by Yin Yasmira. Yeah. Thank you very much. Wait, that's not the voice. Was it Russian?
Russian.
Comrade.
Oh,
Jesus.
God. Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
I brought you moose and squirrel.
Ziskili Theed and Shad Goral, it is good to see you. Physic, you have done wonders with your allies. Tell me everything. Tell me what happened.
Well, they'll have to tell you the whole tale of what happened to them. But there's monsters down under that lighthouse, and they're apparently kidnapping people like your men. We don't know exactly to what end, but I wouldn't recommend sending any more search parties unless they're there to fight. But we could use any bit of help that you could give us.
Yes, of course. Here is some more gold for you, Physic. You have earned it well. Although, I do have to say, there seems to be someone missing. Where is Bad? You know, Leroy Brown.
Bad Leroy Brown.
You know how bad he was around
He was the
town.
baddest man in the whole damn town.
He
Yes,
earned
brother.
his nickname Leroy Brown very, very for all the bad things he did. Yes.
You'll have to notify his father. Strong bad.
Oh boy.
But, no, the boys will have to tell you what happened. He was gone before we got there.
They could wait for now. They need rest and food, obviously. Thank you very much.
And she hands you a pouch of 100 gold.
Ooh,
Make that 150. 50 per head.
not bad.
And she embraces you and gives you a hug. Gets down on one knee and really like gives you an embracing hug and thanks. And you notice that she kind of patted you down almost as she did. She'd really like moved her hands in a lot of spots for some reason.
Ooh, looking for stolen goods or a relic of some kind. Is it? Can I sense some motives there?
Yeah, I'll roll that for you. You feel like you should check your pockets, just in case.
Okay. Gonna do that first, or can I do that without her noticing? Because I'd like to say something to her.
Yeah, you can wait. You can wait to check.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll feel the pat, and I'll just like get away from the embrace and look at her and say like,
The gold is great, and I thank you, Asmara, but something bad might be coming for this city, and I want you to know the gold might not be enough next time.
Believe you me, that the town's ears are to the ground, including the Osprey Club. If we can help, we will be at the ready, in our own proprietary way.
excellent. And then he will turn around and check his pockets.
Okay. And not only is everything there, but there's also a note in your pocket. Rather than stealing something, she seems to have slipped something in.
Ooh,
This is uncharacteristic of a thief.
And on one side of this piece of parchment contains a detailed formula, alchemical formula, for something called a tinder twig, which is basically an alchemical substance applied to one end of a tiny wooden stick, ignites when struck against a rough surface. It's a match, essentially. It's an alchemical recipe or formula for creating a match. But a small out-of-place annotation in the details of the formula catches your eye, and it says, there is more than meets the eye.
Robots in disguise.
And you turn it over, and the reverse side is blank.
Ooh, I think I have an idea here. Was it just me that came into the Crook's Nook? Or did everybody?
Yeah, Gilda's doing some other shit while you're doing that, I think.
Yeah. I would assume everyone maybe escorted them to there, but then left Physic to deal with it.
Gilda's essentially wandering around town at this point, just talking to strangers.
Hail and well met, stranger.
Stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen. It's good to see
Diablo?
you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So good.
Deckard Cain.
Yeah, she's just walking around town, ba weep grana, weep mini bomb.
That went over the head.
Okay.
I would imagine that would go over most of our listeners' heads, but that is the universal greeting from Transformers the movie. It is a callback to my earlier robots in disguise joke.
Ooh.
That is a deep-cut callback there for you, fans.
Speaking of shows that we like to go back and rewatch, James, on his list, I'm sure, is Transformers. All right, Physic, what do you have here? You had something?
Well, he's going to walk outside. He has one infused reagent left. He'd like to use his quick alchemy, even though it's a combat action, but he'd like to make one of these matchsticks.
Okay.
Light it and not enough to burn the paper at all, but run the heat from the match under the paper and see if anything happens.
It sure does. You apply heat very gently to this parchment, and sure enough, there is not only a message on the back, but another formula for what's called ghost ink. So I put both of those formulas in your list there for you. And Ghost Ink's got some interesting stuff. It's a pale blue ink that dries rapidly, becoming transparent after 1 minute. And the ink glows red when exposed to heat, such as from a torch or an open flame. The glass only lasts as long as it is exposed to this heat.
You do the same thing with lemons.
The crafter of the Ghost
This is
Ink...
exactly what I was thinking of.
Right, yeah.
I went to elementary school and did that with lemon juice.
I saw National Treasure one time.
I read the Jacob Tutu book.
But the difference is here that the crafter of the ghost ink can alter the formula slightly to instead make the ink sensitivity to sunlight, starlight, magical light, or heatless light created by alchemical effect such as a sun rod, so on and so forth. So there's more to that. There's just a site for writing stuff and everything in there. But yeah, it's not quite lemon juice, although I fucking love the reference. It has a little more flexibility to it. But in addition to that formula, there's a note that reads, "Neath floorboards lies a special treat. Quickly now, fast of feet. Afford defeat or retreat. Find the sheet. Don't miss a beat."
Okay. Cryptic. Well, will put it in his pocket and... Sorry, what time was it? I don't know if I got that.
Oh man, it's late. You guys got out of the cave, and then
Because we went at night to go after the.
yeah, and it's another 20 minutes back to town. So yeah, you're looking at like 20 after 1 in the morning.
Okay, that seems like a good time to hit the old hay. So he'll just head
So
home.
Lady Gilda's roaming around town, but there aren't many people. There might be the occasional drunk wandering over a bar at this point, but Otari is an early rising town, so there's not much going on.
I guess she'll have to find a place to stay then. The inn is not the other inn, not above the Crook's Nooks. There's another one in town, right?
Yeah, I think like any of the bars can offer you shelter. The Crook's Nook is the cheapest, I believe, and then the Rowdy Rockfish would be the quietest.
So she'll go to the Rowdy Rockfish for the night then.
Yeah, you'll have to knock on the door a couple times before a drowsy female dwarf, Brelda Vankervale, answers. But she immediately, pieces together who you are just from the armor and everything, and welcomes you in and offers you a room for free for what you've done for the town so far.
She's still gonna tip her.
Lady Gilda, it's great. I didn't expect you. I'm so sorry. It's quite late. Come on in. Do you need lodgings for the night? On the house, please.
Yes, if you could. And then in the morning, I'd love to talk to you about finding some laborers around town. Not skilled ones, but maybe people who are out of work from the farms for the season. But for tonight, and she just presses a silver piece into her hands. Tonight, a bed would be mighty fine.
Oh, very good, lady. Thank you very much. I don't know much about the workers, but you might want to hit up. Perhaps you could get a hold of some of the fishermen down at the Otari fishery, or maybe at the Giant's Wheel and talk to Clort Hengis. He's the foreman up there. But yeah, please come in. Do you need a bite to eat? I can fix you up a sandwich.
No, not tonight. It's late. A bed would do just fine.
Right, of course. This way.
And
she leads you to bed, tucks you in, nice and safe and sound.
As soon as she's done tucking her in, Gilda gets up and strips out of her chainmail and her leg support.
Just pushes her onto the bed, but she can't get back up because she's in chainmail.
Yeah,
it up over.
Yeah, but she needs to absolutely get out of her chainmail and undo that leg support for the day and feel that little bit of pain that comes rushing back in as she takes off her brace.
Tulok. Straight back to the wagon.
Yeah, I think Tulok is just feeling super depleted. He's used all of his spells, used his focus spell twice, and just a ton of cantrips. And I think he's just absolutely exhausted. So he goes into his caravan, removes the low-grade silver sword cane, and puts it just in the corner, lays down, and goes to sleep.
All right. And what time do you guys want to get up?
I think Gilda would actually get up pretty late. She's been on like a traveling holiday, except for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So I think she doesn't get up till like 9:30, 10, like just dead to the world.
Yeah. Gets a good proper sleep.
I am going to take those 2 HP back though. 4 HP.
4 HP, yeah. Okay. Fast forward the clock to 10 a.m. How you doing with that loose riddle there, Duncan?
Oh, still no idea.
Okay.
I was just trying to read up. If we went to bed at like 1:30, I'd say, and then say woke up at 9:30 and went down to the Dawnflower to do some research. I'd like to do a check on the town of Otari.
Well, in the interest of this, because it's not really meant to be some elaborate scheme I have here for you. I've rolled a perception check for you, and you might be puzzling over this riddle. But when you get home, you step in and get ready for bed, and when you wake up in the morning, and you get up out of bed. And is physically the sort of person who makes his bed or no?
Please.
Oh, no.
No, okay.
Yeah, right.
He messes it up a little more once he gets
You
in.
gather your things and you get ready to go. And as you step at the front door, something enters your mind because there's one floorboard that you just step and it just creaks. And it's always creaked. That floorboard's always creaked. But now you just stop and think about that riddle.
Okay, well, I guess that's search the floorboard.
And you get down there and you grab the floorboard, but like it doesn't move because you've always known that one to squeak and never knew it to be a hiding
Find
spot.
the sheet. Find the sheet.
But you start to like look around your own little hovel, and
I mean, I call it a home, but thank you.
not on this side of the tracks, you don't. And you notice that you start to look around your house and you're checking the floorboards and you're like shifting all around, and then you get close to your bed and you look underneath your bed and you can kind of see between some floorboards there is like a linen underneath of some kind.
I don't remember putting a sheet under my floorboards.
He said while investigating further.
And you kind of investigate and you pry at some of the boards, and one of them suddenly just jars loose really quickly. And there is a bundle, basically some stuff bundled up in this bed sheet beneath your bed. And there is a vial of blue liquid in some sort of deconstructed crossbow.
What hell? I'd like to do a check on first the liquid, unusual as it is.
Okay. Crafting check, please.
That's a 9. 2 on the die.
Well, lucky for you, I lowered the DC because you already have the formula for ghost ink. There's one vial of ghost ink here ready for you.
And I guess we'll do the same with the unusual deconstructed weapon. Same thing, crafting.
Indeed.
Nat 1 this time for an 8.
Oh.
There's the physic we know and love.
Yeah.
He breaks it.
Hot damn.
Probably do, don't I?
Oh, no. Yeah, you're not sure. You're like, why would there be... It's clear to you it's a crossbow, but it's got some extra bits to it. And you're like, you don't really understand why. Like, why would there be this random crossbow with these strange workings just hanging out here?
Yeah, and
maybe you can ask someone else.
While you're on that hot streak, maybe you could roll crafting check on the unusual compass.
Ooh, good call. I forgot about that.
Well, as confident as I'm feeling right now.
Who's Where is that? Is it in the party loot?
He was the one who was looking at it last anyway, so.
A 10. It's a 3 on the die. So 1, 2, 3 in 3 rolls.
What the hell?
I mean, I'm just happy to be here, guys.
Actually, to be fair, that one is actually not a crafting check. It is one of the magic lore checks or arcana, like arcana, nature, occultism, religion. Let me give that another go instead.
Yeah, roll it so good. 23 with occultism.
Oh, that'll do it. Yep, you have here what is known as a wayfinder compass. And these are compact compasses that are repurposed ancient technology to draw fantastic power from the mysterious magical items called Aeon Stones. It serves as a badge of office for agents of the Pathfinder Society and as a status symbol among adventurers of any stripe. A wayfinder functions as a compass, plain and simple. But basically, the basic idea here is that you can, if you have an Aeon Stone, usually when you invest in it, it like floats around your head and grants you some sort of power. In this case, you can put one inside the Wayfinder compass, and it will count as if you have one invested. And then you can invest a second one to float around your head. So it's one of the only ways, really, that, if not the only way, to have 2 Aeon Stones active on your person. Also, I don't quite know how it works, but you guys don't have an Aeon Stone at the moment. I don't think you do anyway. Do you?
James has one.
Okay.
I do, yeah. It's the spindly. It heals me 1 HP per minute.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's something about resonance with some of the Aeon Stones that they basically can grant like extra benefits. And it looks like the Wayfinder as well. You can actually use a single action to with a command word to activate it, and it will basically activate the light spell on the Wayfinder itself. So it'll light your way.
Huh.
Neat.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if an Aeon Stone has a resonant power, if you put it into the Wayfinder, it also grants that resonant power. Is how it works.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, and yours is what, James? The
Mine is a pearly white spindle Aeon Stone. I regain 1 HP every minute, and it's a resonant 1 to negative damage.
Forgot about that. Last app might have come in handy.
Yeah, it definitely.
It gains greater resistance to 1 negative damage. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sweet. So, if you were to put that into the compass, you could get both those benefits.
And it acts as a light spell.
Yep, pretty wicked.
Yeah, no
Just
complaints
throw
here.
that around your neck.
Yeah. So in that time, Gilda has done a couple of 1 treat wounds and a repair check to bring her back to full health and her shield back to full health. And she has sold the half plate and the glaive for 9.5 gold, which is half value. So we're up 9.5 gold.
All right. And you said you wanted to head to the Dawnflower Library to do some research, Physic?
Yeah, I would like to do a research on the town of Otari.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Gilda will look for 5 or 6 unskilled laborers.
Sure. Let's see here. Otari, are you going with Otari lore?
Yes, sir.
Like usual. Okay, that's going to take 2 hours. Go ahead and roll it up.
23.
23 will do it. Yes, that gives you 1 more point.
Nice.
However, I think you only have access to 1 more point available through recollection or like diplomacy around town.
Okay, yep. So we've got 3 out of the 4 for progress for town of Otari. We just need the 1 PC of the recollection.
What's the ability for exploration ability for walking around town trying to find people? I think there's one. I can't remember what it is.
It'd be diplomacy request because she's looking to hire people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I feel like there is like a gather information is what I'm looking at. What I'm thinking of. There's like a gather information.
She's not trying to gather information. She's trying to gather 5 or 6 hirelings to dig out that fucking staircase.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can hit up the fishery and stuff. Go ahead and roll me that diplomacy.
Okay. That is an 11 with a 5 on the die.
Yeah. Most of the responses you're getting are people like, either focused on staying in town to help, like, repair or build up any defenses, and then others just like, are you crazy? You want me to go to the lighthouse? That's what caused all this shit. Like, you're nuts. There's no way I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
You so far haven't found anyone brave enough or willing to venture out there.
I would like to roll on that as well. Then,
assuming that that Lady Gilda went to the fishery, are you going there as well? Or are you checking somewhere else?
Sure, I'll go. I'll go up to the Giant's Wheel.
Okay. We'll go talk to some of the workers up there.
Yeah, what was Hort?
Clort.
Yeah, right. Clort
Hengus.
Rolls off the tongue.
You get up there, and you're turning heads as you come in. People know who you are, but they also have heard like about some of the stuff you've done and are doing, and so there's murmurs and everything. But Clort happily approaches you once he notices you're there amid the din and noise of the wheel and the mill. He's like, Mr. Tulak, how are you?
Clort, I'm well.
Oh, he's speaking a bit too loud because he's kind of deaf from all the noise.
I'm well. To be considered. We've been spending many days and nights at the Gauntlet, trying to find information on this recent incursion into the town, and perhaps how we can remedy the situation.
Yes, my workers here, we've been working hard on developing creating some wood for foundations and protections and whatnot, according to Captain Longsaddle's requirements. We're all working hard to do our best. It's good to know that we've got someone like you out there. Is there anything I can help you with?
I've come to ask you a favor, please. And we're looking to either hire or take on hands because we've found that there are subterranean levels to the lighthouse. And it seems that there's something going on down there, causing this necromantic magic, and we need to explore deeper and more, and we need better access. There appears to be a tunnel or a cave-in that we need to tunnel out so we can easily access the lower levels. I'm looking to acquire some hands to dig out this portion.
Yes, a lot of the unskilled laborers are being used for various other things around town for these defenses and whatnot, but I can speak to the mayor and see if we can spare a few.
Yes, that's why I came here. The mayor, has been on our side in our search. And I know he owns this organization, so please do talk to him.
Yes, give me the day and I'll see what I can muster up for you. But perhaps I won't have any records until at least tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much. Please let me know as soon as you can. This obviously is an order of great importance. We want to get down there before there's another attack.
Very good. I'll do my best. Be safe out there.
Thank you, and you as well.
And just for the record, I don't know if it was announced or not, but that all happened because you rolled a 22 below diplomacy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's fucking fantastic.
Cool. So you've got Clort looking into that for you.
Also, your voice for Clort was different. He was a isn't Clort a fucking badass?
Yeah, he's an ex-gladiator.
Yeah. But I do remember I just went away from my mic and was like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I mean, time makes fools of us all. He might have gotten so deaf that's what he sounds like now.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
It's been a few years since Troubles in
And-
Otari.
Yeah. Cool.
So it sounds like we're spending the day here. So I think Tulok as well would like to get some research done.
Okay.
I'm looking at going further into Belcora.
Do
Sure.
you tell Gilda at any point that you succeeded on this?
Yeah, I think that he would coming back down from the Giant's Wheel, if he sees Lady Gilda, walking around trying to speak with people as she was, he would let her know.
Okay.
And then continue to the Dawnflower Library where he would see Physic. So what am I rolling at the Dawnflower Library here?
Dawnflower Library for Belcora is so academia lore, library lore, Otari lore, or Absalom lore, and then otherwise gather information or recall knowledge society. So you got society or diplomacy for your
Okay,
main
so I'll be
stuff.
going diplomacy here.
So you get in and you're like talking to some of the acolytes and trying to search around and whatnot.
And that is a 21.
Ooh. DC 20.
Hell yeah.
So that puts you 1 point further towards your next threshold. And your venture up to the mill probably took an hour. That'll be another 2 hours in the library. So we're about one in the afternoon now. What else do you guys want to do for the day?
Well, I'm going to go for another 2 hours at the library. And then potentially we should meet up and talk to Rin just to let her know what's going
Yeah,
on.
long time no see for Rin.
Sorry, and then also the other thing that I am very interested in is getting a bag of holding for the crew.
Oh, okay.
And depending on how much money you guys are willing to spend, I wouldn't be upset selling my tower shield and getting a sturdy steel shield.
I have absolutely no problem with that. Whatever the best shield is we can get for you, let's fucking get it.
That's the first step. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the best at this level anyway, for sure.
It's the best one I can
a long
get in
shot.
town. It's a sturdy shield minor. It's 100 gold pieces, but it has a hardness of 8 versus 5, HP of 64 versus 20, and break threshold of 32 versus 10.
Nice.
Fucking do that.
It's way more. It's way
That's
beast.
not even
yeah.
all that Inyasmara just gave us.
No, I know. But I just, obviously I took a lot of the gold last time around, so.
It's okay, I don't need much.
Let me find out what a tower shield is worth, and I'll sell that off, and I'll just do that behind the camera. If we have more time than that, I would love to do a recall, gather information on Otari and try and just pass that threshold.
Sure. Let's. So we'll stick with Tulok for now because you said you want to spend another round in the library. What do you got?
Not so good that time, only at 13.
Afraid not. Not having any luck at the library at the moment. At least not on the subject of Belcora. Sorry, James, you said you're going to do it just gather information?
Yeah, I'll do gather information is diplomacy, so I'll do one of those. That's my better one out of that in society.
Okay, go for it. Roll it up for me.
I'd love to just knock off that Otari from our list, or at least get us to a new threshold. There's a +6 to diplomacy with a 12. Jesus Christ, rolling rocks tonight, boys.
Afraid not.
I think Physic would try to continue that one on Otari as well, since he started there and he has 1 point left.
Sure, give it a go.
Physic's got a 14.
Afraid not. You guys are at a bit of a loss on this one. Nobody has any new information.
Can I just roll on it just to see if we can get this done?
Sure.
10.
Oh, man.
No more info. on the town that we're currently in.
She's too excited about her new shield. It's now one bulk, so you can cast light on that instead of her hand wraps.
Nice.
Physic needs the alchemical item Ritalin.
Do you ask anybody about this crossbow, Physic, as you're wandering around town?
Yeah. Of course he does. Would there be
Blacksmith.
somebody's like a bowyer, you might say, at
Is that is it
Yeah,
crafting?
I suppose there would be a bowyer and a fletcher somewhere nearby.
Is it crafting?
But it is a crafting check, yeah. You want to give it a go
I
yourself?
might as well. Nope. Also, I don't think a
Rolls
Fletcher would be
brutal.
applicable because they're not. It doesn't shoot arrows. It's a crossbow.
Well, bowyer / fletcher, but yeah, they don't know because it's got these weird
Right.
extra parts to it, and they're like, yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
Okay.
They deal with simple hunting bows and
Man, I
whatnot.
wish we had one of those knocked out Morlocks around right now. Sounds like they'd know exactly what's going on.
We know where we left them.
Too bad, Tulak slit all their throats.
I'll try one crafting myself, I guess, before I go asking again.
Wait, let me aid, because aid is where I shine.
Mayhaps you guys gather towards Rins at this point, and you start to aid each other.
Yeah, we probably set a time, afternoon or late afternoon. I don't know what time it is. It's a 19, so I aid.
Excellent. 18, so 19 total.
Yeah, Lady Gilda kind of points out to you. She's like, how do you not know that there is it's a piece of alchemical equipment? And you're like, oh my god! you have this brain fart moment, and you have you need to only just reconstruct it, and it is an alchemical crossbow.
Ooh.
And the crossbow can deliver alchemically infused bolts. This strange weapon has a metal bracket mounted on the side of the stock near the left. As an action, you can load a single lesser alchemical bomb into the bracket. This bomb must be one that deals energy damage, such as an acid flask, alchemist fire, bottled lightning, frost vial, so on and so forth. The next 3 attacks made with the crossbow deal 1d6 damage of the bomb's damage type, in addition to the crossbow's normal damage.
Wow, which is 1d8. That's incredible. It is only a 30-foot range, but wow.
Yeah.
It's the same as throwing them anyways.
If the
so.
second and third attacks are not all made within 1 minute of the first attack, the bomb's energy is wasted. This attack deals the attacks never deal splash damage of any kind. There's a little bit more there.
That's
I'll leave that to you
incredible. Wow.
to read.
That's so sick.
That's a pretty...
So, would I be capable of assembling it myself?
Yes, absolutely. As soon as Gilda points it out, you're like, I'm such an idiot. And then you just you sit there and just
Yeah,
and
there's
push it all
like
together.
a vial and a rope hanging from the side of it.
Okay, well, filled with confidence. And
That's
ready to do
incredible. You can
something.
get an extra 3 shots out of any one of your alchemical uses.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And no splash damage. Which
No
has
splash
been a
damage. You're not
huge
getting your
detriment
persistent
to me.
damage either, but
Still,
it's- yeah.
1d8
It's
plus
gonna be-
1d6, 30-foot range. I mean, you can only get 2 shots off in a round, but still, that's incredible.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, God. All right, so you guys enter Rin's Wonders. A nice, excited Physic now with his new crossbow.
Oh,
Gilda's
heck yeah.
a little sad at her smaller shield, but she's happy that it's a little more sturdy.
And when you bought that too, you probably went to
Oh yeah,
Carmen Rajani this is like a day later,
Yeah,
2
2
days
days
later,
later.
and you're like, take it back. And you're like pointing up on the wall, and there's like this sturdy shield, like single sturdy shield mounted on the wall, crisp and clean. It's like a prized possession. She's like, take that back.
Yeah.
I want that one.
she like hands it back like very sheepishly. She's like, Carmen, I really appreciate the work you put in, but the wooden barrier behind the iron facade just isn't cutting it. Maybe I could have that single piece of forged steel up there. And she's real sheepish about it, but I imagine that like the sturdy shield is like a single piece of forged steel, whereas the tower shield is just this steel facade on a wooden barrier. So,
Right, yeah. He like cocks an eyebrow. He's like, right.
You and all your fancy talk about how your father got me to make his shield and I'm the best, and you want the one reinforced by magic.
Well, you
Great.
did make his armor, not his shield, and I don't need armor at the moment.
Did you give it back to him broken too?
No, she fixed it. It's not good as new, but that's why she could only sell it back to him for 5 GP versus 10.
Sadly, Lady Gilda is more decent than James is. So she's gone out of her way to
Real
repair it
role
in
playing
advance.
here. I'm not just slipping a broken Wii into a fresh Wii's case.
Not a
Not
euphemism.
again,
No,
anyway.
it's a real thing that I used to do at Walmart. When our Wii would break, I'd just buy a new one, slip the broken one into the new one's case, hit it with a Mr. Clean magic eraser, and return it.
I love it.
Life hack.
Well,
I call it stealing.
Life
Statute of
hack, go.
limitations. Also, listeners, don't do that. We do not endorse stealing of any kind.
we do not endorse
Only
the scamming of
stealing
Walmart.
hearts.
Don't sue us, Walmart.
Yeah.
You have too much money. Right. So you gather into Rin's Wonders, and Rin turns around, just absolutely delighted to see you.
My friends, welcome. I have not seen you in a while. You have been out at the Gauntlet, yes?
Yes, we have, Rin. We've been making some headway. We found a subterranean lair full of various monsters and spirits. We believe we've seen the spirit lingering of Otari. Not a ghost, perhaps, but some of his essence was down there.
Wait. You mean Otari Vashti himself?
Yes, the Otari.
There is a subterranean... What? This is incredible news. But perhaps terrifying news.
Yes, there's nothing good down below the surface. It just appears to get worse, and we know it goes deeper than that. There's another staircase going even further down.
Really? In all the stories I have heard and read of the Rose Guard, there was never any mention of such things. This is most concerning, but is perhaps our road to answers.
It is. We must continue. We must find out what is deeper, and perhaps we shall find out what is giving the necromantic power to the lighthouse itself. We seem to have found the base of it, and we will continue to explore that as well.
I don't mean to be rude, but I figure now's as good a time as any. Rin, it's a pleasure to meet you. These two have spoken very highly of you. I am Lady Gilda of August, Golden Legionnaire.
It is a great honor to meet you. I have heard of your exploits and what you did for the town. It gives me great relief to know that you are helping Fizik and Tulak with their objectives. You appear to be of a paladinic order, if I'm not mistaken.
I am. I've been blessed by Rory.
You will hopefully be a great boon to this cause. We could use a little more good in the town of Otari.
And these two definitely need somebody to watch their front.
Indeed. Just know that I will always be at your back here on the home front. Please sit and tell me everything.
And she pours tea for everyone and gets ready to hear every detail of the tale you're going to tell. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.